What's the deal, y'all? I'm Rich Trapper, and I'm Dadicated.
Trip, but he won't say nothing. Ran through your heart as homie, bet he won't take nothing. No, God, bet he won't take nothing. Ran through your heart as homie. Wait, I said, Rich Trapper, let a nigga say something. Ran through your heart as homie, bet he won't take nothing. No, God, bet he won't take nothing.
Who made the beat?
I swear to God, nigga, I used to be homeless, straight broke. Nah, nigga, fresh to the flow. I swear to God. Niggas chasing bitches, no dope, but I don't give a fuck about these hoes. I swear to God. Shit, I had my first baby at 12, and to think them niggas said the shit I failed. I swear to God. Rich Trapper, I don't fly no thotties out. Shit, I flew my whole damn family out.
The first question is, how does it feel to be a single dad? It's a gift and a curse, man. It's a gift and a curse. I can say this. When it comes to being a single father, it's one of the biggest blessings that I've ever had in my life. Every day I wake up, I take my kids to school, I make their lunch, I make their dinner, pick them up, we go to boxing, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, Krav Maga, kickboxing, whatever the case may be. I come home, I do homework, I do bath time, I do bedtime, we pray every night. Every morning on the way to school, we say our prayers. It's a beautiful thing, man. It's a beautiful feeling. At the same time, too, it's hard. It's hard, especially as I go through this custody battle. You know what I'm saying? For those of y'all who don't know, I'm fighting for custody of my youngest. And it's hard because you end up in a relationship with somebody that's total opposite of the relationship you have with that person. You know, nobody makes a child with the intention of not being with the person. Well, I don't know about y'all, but in my case, nobody makes a child with the intention of not being with the person. I didn't make a baby with a stranger. I didn't make a baby with somebody who I didn't know. I didn't make a baby with some pretty face I found in the streets. I made a baby with what was once my best friend. I made a baby with what was once my best friend. And before we had the kid, we was best friends, took her out, looked out for her. Anytime I was around, she knew. She never had to pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Pursued her for years. Finally got her, and we had a child on purpose. We went through a lot together. I was on the run. She went on the run with me. Abandoned houses, hotels, cross country, wooty bands, wooty wops, all that. We ain't gonna get into that. She was my rider. Things went left. She stopped riding. I could talk about how foul she was. I could talk about how messed up she was. Or I could talk about me not upholding my end of a relationship agreement. Maybe I could have been more gentle. Maybe I could have been more understanding. Maybe I could have loved her a little bit harder. Maybe. But regardless of whatever, I never took away from the fact that this was the woman who I was in love with. The type of relationship that we had, I loved her all out. Top of the mountaintop. The trappers is what we were known as. The first lady is what the homies called her. They're like, oh, the first lady? She was good. When we first started dating, she was living with her pops. And, I moved her into my spot. We break up, she back over there. The hardest part about it all is dealing with the trauma of co-parenting with somebody who you once wanted to give the world and now want to see the world crumble around you. That's the hardest part about co-parenting. Dealing with the fact that this woman that I was once so in love with, that I saw the world in her eyes, now want to see me destroyed and is doing everything in her power to destroy me. And it's crazy because me and her got what me and her got going on. I don't got nothing to do with my parenting. I don't got nothing to do with my parenting at all. I'm a great father. Birthdays, Christmases, spelling bees, science fairs, soccer games, you name it, man. I never missed nothing from my kid. And now we're going through this court date, through this court case, through this whatever. And I got a judge telling me, oh, you can't see your kid until the court date is over because the mom and her lawyer is telling this story or telling that story or this, and that, or playing with paperwork like this, or they filed this document, and everything is not necessarily saying that you can't see your kid, but we're going to keep pushing this court date back so the mom can continue to have the kid that she ain't even want. I wanted that kid. She didn't want that kid. She wanted me. She wanted the relationship. She wanted the lifestyle. And it wasn't until I took away the lifestyle that the courts became whatever, because you know, me and my BM have been broken up for a while, a lot longer than people knew. But she stayed in the house. I kept her with money. I kept her with a weave in her head. I kept her with a designer bag on her arm. I kept her bank account full. I kept her, she was a yoga teacher. I kept her business going. You feel me? I was a yoga teacher. If we didn't want honey, I did yoga. But I kept it all going. I kept it all, you know, I kept it all there. And it's like it never happened. You feel me? So the hardest part about single parenting in this particular situation is dealing with the trauma of now having to go to war with somebody who you was once all the way in love with, and there's a child involved. And when you see that child, it's a constant reminder of the love that you have for that person. That's real. How do I deal with it? Therapy. Just deal with it, you feel me? Speaking positively. You know, I look at my little boy and it's a reminder of, I try not to, not even saying I try. It's not a try. I look at my little boy and I never see how angry I am at his mom. I never see that. I see her smile. I see her eyes. And it reminds me that at one point in time, me and her loved each other enough to make this. No matter where my little boy is at, he the happiest person in the room. It could be 1 million people in the room. He the happiest. He the happiest. It don't matter what's going on. It could be 1 million people in the room, man. My son, he's the happiest, no matter what. And that's because he came from love. He wasn't a one-night stand baby. He wasn't an alcohol baby, a party night baby. He was a baby made out of love. And maybe me and her don't got that love for each other no more. Maybe me and her will never have that love for each other again. You feel me? But that love that's in that little boy is a constant reminder of, hey, bro, have patience with her. Yeah, she doing a bunch of stuff that ain't cool. She playing with the court system. She using the court as a weapon. She using the police as a weapon. We'll get into that more and more episodes of Dadicated, man. Shout out to Keem, because this is definitely inspired by Keem. We'll get into that more. But for episode 1, we'll stick to this. As far as me, when I'm looking at that kid, looking at my baby boy, I don't see none of his mama's negatives. I don't see none of my negatives. He's made out of our most perfect parts. That's the respect that I got for myself and for my son. Because accountability is, you lay down with her. You had that baby. You had that relationship. You took that situation and that step to create that life. Love it and cherish it. So that's the mission that's ahead of me. I don't see her when I look at him. I see our best parts. We got what we got. I see her how I see her. It is what it is, for better or for worse. But when I look at that little boy, I see our best parts. How do I deal with the hard part? I pray, and every day I have understanding and acknowledgement that this is a decision that I made, and overall, the betterment has to be for my son. And I keep fighting, and I keep working, and I keep hustling, and I keep going hard, and I keep not missing dates, and I keep going up to the courthouse every day to file paperwork and to file opposing what's the word I'm looking for? It's late, y'all. Opposing documentation. You know, if they say go left and I want to go right, I go do what I got to do to make sure that's done. I'm in the legal aid office. I'm on the internet. I'm asking my homies for advice. I work in law and all that kind of stuff. I'm doing everything that I have to do to maintain what I got to maintain to make sure that my day in court is my day in court and I can get my son. Meanwhile, when I got full custody of my other two, I can't allow this situation to knock me off my pivot with them. They got to still continue to have the absolute best of me. So I got to stay focused. I can't crash out on my baby mama. I can't be all disrespectful, cussing her. That takes too much energy. I can't even get into that. I got to stay focused on the children that I have and the child that I'm trying to get. Because the children that I have need me. The child that I'm trying to get is going to need me. And I need to be prepared for all situations all the way through. No matter what happens, the best advice that I could give to any father watching this, going through what I'm going through, single dad, even if you're not a single dad, the best advice I can give you, keep fighting that good fight. Every day, wake up and just put one step in front of the other, bro. You ain't got to put another step in front of that one. Just put one step, one foot in front of the other. Every day, just put one foot in front of the other. And if you take a step every single day, then you did your part. Stay down. Stay diligent. Stay determined. Stay focused. Stay adamant. Stay aggressively present in your kid's life. It's extremely important that especially us as black men, but men everywhere, are there for our kids. And we maintain a level of dedication to our kids. So with the ones that I do have in the household, we gonna go everywhere, we gonna do everything. They're not gonna miss out because right now, unfortunately, their brother not with us. They still gotta be able to live and thrive and grow and have these great experiences. And in between time, on my time, never on they time, I'm gonna keep fighting this fight for their little brother. And then when he's with us, he gonna live and grow and experience with as well. In the between time, I stay prayed up, I stay focused, I keep my head down, my chin up and my chest out, and y'all get sad, y'all cry. It's hard. It's my son. I went from having him all the time to one day her showing up with the police and a piece of paper that say, never mind. We're fighting. So y'all cry, but I ain't never cry with my head down. I ain't never cry without my chest out. So it's cool to cry. Just cry with your chin up and your chest out, big dog. It's Rich Trapper, and I'm dedicated.